a grade 9 student, followed by the Indian National Anthem by Ms. Ajimol Mohan, MASWO member.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
It is important to recognize the original owners of this land while sharing their space and allowing us to call this land our home. Joining us for the land acknowledgement is Jaya Pradeep. Jaya is a case manager with Ontario Works and member of the MASWO crisis team. Over to you, Jaya.
Thanks, Nisha. MASWO's land acknowledgement statement. In the spirit and intent of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's recommendations, we acknowledge the traditional indigenous territories on which we gather at the beginning of all MASWO meetings. By learning, understanding, and acknowledging, we wish to pay respect to Turtle Island, Mother Earth, and to the rich indigenous history of Ontario. We recognize that our work and the work of our members takes place on traditional indigenous territories across Ontario. We also wish to acknowledge that the MASWO's head office is located on the traditional indigenous territory of the Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and most recently the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit. This territory is a part of the Dish with One Spoon Treaty, an agreement between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. This territory is also covered by the Upper Canada Treaties. Today, Toronto is still home to Indigenous people, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to meet and work on this territory. We wish to express gratitude to Mother Earth and for the resources we are using, and honor all the First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people who have been living on the land since time immemorial. We are aware that our settler acknowledgement uses language which may differ from language used by First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. We understand that language is fluid and living, and we respect this diversity. We are also aware that not all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people refer to themselves in the same way. Some may refer to themselves in spiritual or religious contexts, while some use regional names. In recognition of this, we are committed to building relationships with First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people in order to enhance our knowledge of the many languages and histories within Ontario. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaya. We have MASWO's president, Joji M. John, to deliver his words of welcome. Over to you, Joji.
At the very outset, I would like to extend a warm welcome to each one of you to this annual virtual gathering. MASWO is a community-based professional association of social workers of Malayali descent in Ontario, and we have actively involved in helping our members and the general community for the past 16 years. Today, we are here to see how our journey thus far been as a professional association, celebrate our achievements, and to unveil the plan for the future. COVID-19 posed enormous challenges in every aspect of our lives. In many respects, 2020 has been an eventful year for MASWO, and we have been able to do an amazing job in helping people in the midst of the pandemic. With great pleasure, I would like to welcome our special guest, Mr. Doug Ford, Honorable Premier of Ontario, Ms. Jill Dunlop, Honorable Associate Minister for Children and Women's Issue, Honorable MVP Deepak Anand, Honorable Consul General of India, Apurva Srivastava, Mr. Rao Baines, CEO of Peel Children's Aid Society, and Mrs. Jean Samuel, an expert in diversity, equity, and inclusion discourse. MASWO is deeply thankful to all of you for kindly accepting our invitation. This is a great honor for MASWO. Indeed, your valuable, gracious, and inspiring presence makes this virtual event a remarkable one. MASWO's strength is nothing but our members, committed volunteers, community partners, executive team, advisory council members, and funders. I'm grateful to all of you for your invaluable contributions, and I extend a warm welcome to each one of you. We are physically distanced at this time, but socially and emotionally more connected than ever. COVID-19 failed in defeating our community spirit, and we will overcome all challenges and thrive as a community. Let us continue to work together in building stronger and resilient communities across Ontario and the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Joji, for that warm welcome. Coming up, we have a video that's going to take you through MASWO's journey from the beginning to where we are today. So on to the video presentation.
Joji, I think you are muted.
Individual mentoring, networking events, and fundraisers all these years. In 2019, MASWO became a registered association. Since then, MASWO has initiated many programs, especially for professional development. Some of these include sessions for newcomers, resume building, orientations, individual mentoring, and interview preparation sessions. MASWO also reached out to its members for strategic consultation and regional meetings in London and Niagara as part of an organizational development. In September 2019, with a membership of less than 50 members, MASWO expanded its family and now stands with more than 250 members. A flagship program we visualized was Synergy 2020, for which many amazing preparations, including cultural programs and a networking session, were completed. However, it was rescheduled to the next year due to the pandemic. Since the world has changed the way it conducts businesses, new ways of reaching out to our members were adapted through online sessions, both knowledge building and networking events. Some of the main sessions included were child welfare in Ontario, social work in the mental health sector, hospital social work, and child mental health, and of course, the most recent virtual meet and greet session with new Malayali social workers. In 2020, MASWO was able to connect with several organizations through networking and partnership. We are proud to say that the connection established with Mr. Raf Baines, CEO of Peel CAS, and Mr. Mahesh Prajapat, COO of Toronto CAS, became milestones for us. We are also able to connect with several community-based organizations and took part in agency-wide discussions. Apart from this, MASWO connected with several social work schools in India through our knowledge sharing sessions, and we look forward in working with them. A landmark project was the Crisis Support Line, which was set up as a response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our skilled social workers were able to provide their expertise. This support was also available to the international student community facing multiple challenges. MASWO initiated and delivered informal case management activities in healthcare, mental health, and domestic violence cases in the community. One such intervention was for a student who needed advanced medical care, and we were able to help them navigate the healthcare system and connect to relevant resources in a timely manner. We also organized a session on deconstructing anti-Black racism with Ms. Jean Samuels, the Director of Diversity and Equity at Ontario Association of Children's Aid Societies. Other things that added color to our initiative were a special mention about MASWO in the Ontario Provincial Parliament by our very own Deepak Anand MPP.
I'd like to highlight the work of Malayali Association of Social Workers, a registered organization of professional social workers with many members from Mississauga, Malton. The association has 262 members across Ontario who are employed in various non-profit and government agencies. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, MASW has launched a crisis helpline to deliver a short-term counseling and support services for the community members to cope with the current crisis. So I want to say thank you to the members of MASWO for doing an incredible job and supporting the communities.
A letter of appreciation from Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, the Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, and a special remark by the Consulate General of India in their social media page. As the famous saying goes, individually we are one drop, together we are an ocean. MASWO believes in the strength of synergy and networking. We have a long way to go as a professional group, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to work together. MASWO is anticipating another eventful year of collaboration and strengthening our members. Let's join hands to make changes in the lives of many.
Esteemed Premier Doug Ford, a man of compassion and veracity, a true hero and leader of Ontarians, especially during this pandemic. His perseverance towards public service comprises over 20 years of ardent work, proving his passion towards volunteering. As you all know, he's a very busy man right now handling the pandemic situation. And so the Honorable Premier is unable to join us. He has sent us a video with his message to the MASWO family, and he has promised the executive that he will be joining us for one of the future events of MASWO. Let us listen to our esteemed Premier.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be speaking to you on today's annual gathering. I first want to thank the Malayalee Association of Social Workers in Ontario for hosting this event and for their work in supporting Ontario's social workers. Our province social workers have always played a crucial role in improving lives of Ontarians, but throughout COVID-19 pandemic, social workers have gone above and beyond to help their communities. Thank you for everything. You're doing an incredible job in helping people during these challenging times. I hope everyone has a great time and enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you, Honorable Premier, for your acknowledgement and appreciation on the contributions of social workers in all sectors. Here is another chance to hear more about MASWO from our own executive team. So right now we're switching on to the presentation by MASWO's executive team.
Okay, thank you, Nisha. Today, our executive team is honored to do this presentation about MASWO. MASWO's tagline is connecting people, changing lives. And that is what we have been doing for past 1 year. And thus, we thought that would be the ideal theme for this large gathering. Let me begin by telling you about what is MASWO. Malayali Association of Social Workers in Ontario, popularly known as MASWO, is an association of professional social workers of Malayali descent, which falls within the largest South Asian diaspora in Canada. The word Malayali means the individuals who identify themselves with the fabulous culture of Kerala, a province in India. The word Malayali is also associated with the word Malayalam, which is the mother tongue of the people of Kerala. Malayali immigration to Canada began notably in 1950s. The population has grown significantly over the decades, especially since 2000. The immigrants from Kerala are highly educated and skilled, and majority of them are frontline workers in healthcare or human service sector. Journey of MASWO. In 2003, MASWO was started as an informal network by a group of dedicated Malayali social workers. Over the years, the group provided tremendous services to the Malayali social workers, their families, and communities for professional and social integration to Canadian society. A new leadership team was formed, and MASWO was registered as a not-for-profit organization in 2019 to provide coordinated services to the members and the community in an efficient manner. MASWO's membership is limited to social workers with either MSW or BSW degree. We offer services to its members and the larger community. Leadership team of MASWO. Our team comprises a 7-member executive team and a 3-member advisory council. I just wanted to stress that MASWO's work is carried out by volunteers and our members involved with MASWO in order to support each other to build a strong community. The executive team meets once a week and each member contributes a minimum of 40 hours per month to plan and implement various programs. The Advisory Council provides guidance to the executive team as needed. Charles is going to talk about MASWO's vision, mission, values, objectives, and strategic priorities. Over to you, Charles.
Thank you, Georgie. As we all know, every organization stands for addressing specific needs and attaining certain goals. In simple terms, they represent the mission and vision of organizations. To develop a mission and vision for MASWO, we conducted a thorough need assessment involving our members and other stakeholders. MASWO, being a group of racialized immigrant social workers, had to consider what are our needs as a professional community, how our needs are related to the needs of the larger Indian diaspora in Canada, as well as to the needs of the wider Canadian society. In developing a vision for MASWO, we realize that we have a moral obligation to address the needs of the communities in India, especially in our province as well. It was identified that we could meaningfully contribute to making the social work education in India more globalized and impactful through our creative partnership. One of the major findings of our need assessment was that lack of appropriate connections and ongoing support is a big barrier for most of our members for their professional and social integration in Canada. In light of this assessment, we formulated a mission and vision focusing on promoting meaningful connections for better individual and social outcomes. The idea and philosophy behind MASWO is that we are not mere individuals, we are a community. We need each other, and if we support each other, we can make wonders in our individual and collective lives. Therefore, friends, our mission is to promote ongoing professional development and equip our members to contribute back to the community. MASWO's vision is MASWO envision a community in which social workers are well connected, mutually supported, and effectively engaged in self-development and transforming others. MASWO's mission is MASWO is committed to promoting the professional and social advancement of all social workers of Malayali descent in Canada, providing ongoing support and services, enabling them to contribute to the empowerment of the communities through their creative professional involvement. In the strategy consultations, we had detailed discussions on what all should be our core values, and we came up with these ideas. As professional social workers, we are mandated to uphold the ethical values and principles of our profession. Every piece of work that we do in MASWO is deeply rooted in the ethical values of our profession and core values of our organization. These are the core values of our organization. In MASWO, we believe that we can attain excellence through lifelong learning and innovation. We believe that value-based leadership is crucial for social change, and we intentionally promote leadership in every endeavor. In MASWO, we uphold highest degree of honesty, trust, transparency, and accountability in all our engagements. In MASWO fraternity, we believe in synergy, teamwork, collaboration, and partnership. Though we are Malayalis and we speak the same language and share the same culture, we have a lot of diversity within us. Diversity in terms of ideas, perspectives, and lived experiences. In addition, as professionals, we live in and work with diverse communities. Therefore, diversity, equity, and inclusion are central to MASWO's philosophy of existence. We believe that our collective narratives should be composed of multiple voices. Every voice has the right to be recognized and valued, and we bring synthesis, synergy, and equity-based engagements to the table. As you know, MASWO is a voluntary movement. We have no budget, no capital funds, and no source of income from membership fee as well. Many of our members are newcomers in this country, and they are in the process of being settled here. However, by promoting meaningful connections and supports, we create social capital in our community, and this social capital has always been the fuel for MASWO's growth and development. To rejuvenate MASWO as a not-for-profit organization, We conducted a series of strategic consultations and identified three major areas as our strategic priority areas. They are as follows. Firstly, enhancing organizational effectiveness. We want to make our organization effective, strengthening our membership base by enlarging existing programs and undertaking new initiatives. We want to make our organization visible, effective, and impactful. Secondly, promoting ongoing professional development. This is the core business of MASWO. MASWO has been and will tirelessly work towards connecting members with each other and other resources for their professional and social advancement. MASWO is not an employment agency. Our goal is to promote professional development and equip our members to better navigate the system. And lastly, facilitating community engagement. MASWO is a community-based professional organization. We are responsive to the needs of the communities locally and globally. MASWO is a creative space for all Malayali social workers to come together and contribute to the betterment of the communities. We believe that this is a shared responsibility and we promote community engagement through collaboration and partnership. Over to Kusuman John.
Thank you, Charles. Good afternoon, everyone. MASWO's activities at a glance. MASWO's activities and programs are aligned with the vision, mission, core values, and strategic priorities. To build MASWO as a professional, robust, and resilient organization, we conducted a series of organizational development activities. We started with a membership campaign because our esteemed members are the heart and soul of this organization. We consulted with MASWO members at various levels to benefit from their expertise in various domains. Consultations were held with leaders of social work professional organizations. To rejuvenate MASWO, we explored the legal requirements and registered MASWO as a not-for-profit organization in 2019. To facilitate seamless communication among members, we have launched our pages on various social media platforms. To ensure a culture of corporate governance and accountability, we have developed policies and systems. We have conducted webinars about various domains of professional social work practice and the competencies required in these fields. The main topics were understanding child welfare system in Ontario, introduction to hospital social work, mental health and social work, children's mental health, deconstructing anti-Black racism, and introduction to social work career in Ontario. As part of ongoing support to our members, we have organized step-in program, meet and greet program, resume building workshops, interview preparation. MASWO provides a platform for members to share information and learn from each other through social media. We have also explored the possibilities of collaborating with social work professional bodies in Canada, including Canadian Association of Social Workers, Ontario College of Social Workers and Social Service Workers, and Ontario Association of Social Workers. Thank you. Over to you, Arun.
Thank you, Kusum John, for walking us through some of our recent activities. I'll be talking about some of the sessions MASWO initiated since the pandemic began. Our first program after the COVID-19 changes were a session on employment insurance and SERP to help community navigate the application process. This was a good event with more participation and we handled several one-on-one cases. Another important event was a session on online schooling addressing concerns of parents and students. By doing all these programs, MASWO was responding to immediate community needs. Then two of the practical sessions we conducted was on dealing with stress, named Broken Wing Dreams, and a session on real estate law by Rishani Chu. Sorry about that. Then a main program we initiated making one of own skills and resources was launching a crisis response team. This was formed by your expert counselors and crisis support people in master community addressing emotional needs and facilitating practical solutions. Side by side, MASWO was able to collaborate with several community agencies to help international students and communities. Now over to Alan to talk about MASWO's key achievements. And thank you.
Thank you, Arun. In this unprecedented time, we all went into virtual world, and MASWO focused on supporting the community by doing various webinars and information sessions during the pandemic time. You can see an amazing growth in the MASWO membership rose from 35 to 280. 686 individuals attended 12 webinars. 1,402 individuals watched our webinars on YouTube. 13 individuals supported with case management services, domestic violence, mental health, addiction, housing, counseling, and advocacy programs. 253 international students responded to need assessment survey during COVID-19 pandemic organized by MASWO. 40 students and community members were supported for system navigation. 27 individuals were helped with resume and interview preparation, and it's still an ongoing process. Next slide, please. After many years of hard working, MASWO strategically positioned as a professional organization among other community-based organizations in Ontario. MASWO associated with various social service organizations such as Peel CAS, CAST, CMHA, York, and CMHA Peel. MASWO collaborated and closely worked with Consul General Srimati Abura Srivastava, supporting international students, families, and community in India and Canada. NPP Deepak Anand, a well-wisher, supporter, and a motivator, and like a family member of MASWO, acknowledged MASWO in Parliament about the crisis support provided during pandemic. Over to Charles, please.
Now let me talk about our plans for 2021 in terms of organizational development. Expanding executive committee. As mentioned earlier, we are supposed to have a 7-member executive team. However, we are short of 2 members in the current team. We would like to fill out those positions, those vacant positions, and expand our executive committee. We have developed a code of conduct and criteria in this regard, and we will be publishing it soon so that interested members can apply. Expanding advisory council. Next year, we are planning to expand our advisory council. We would like to have more sectoral experts, subject matter specialists in our council to support the executive team. We would like to have representatives from academia, leaders from human service industry, and individuals who have made significant contributions to our society in our advisory council in the days to come. We would like to form sectoral working committees. This goal intersects with our ongoing professional development. We would like to have sectoral working groups and committees from diverse fields of social work practice, such as child welfare, community mental health, newcomer integration, and so on, to better support our members. In addition to providing one-on-one support, these groups will focus on developing sector-specific training modules, conducting research, and facilitating ongoing conversation on progressive social work practices. We would like to strengthen our membership and regional networks. We will continue to work for expanding and strengthening our membership. Next year, we would like to focus more on strengthening local networks and establishing structural linkages between local networks and the central team. Developing a working group for strategy planning and program quality. Another important area of our focus in 2021 is to form a working group for strategy planning and program quality. This working group, in collaboration with the various sector-specific working groups, will develop specific strategies for each strategic priority areas, including developing indicators for measuring progress. Over to Georgie.
Thank you, Charles. Ongoing professional development. MASWO will continue focusing on delivering ongoing professional development program for its members, which is the core aspect of MASWO. We will have monthly groups for newcomer social workers, webinars for advanced ongoing professional development, sector-specific ongoing mentoring for our members. Networking with various social work regulatory bodies like Ontario College, Canadian Association of Social Workers, etc., to enable ongoing conversation with them. We are in the process of initiating a leadership program for our members and our regional leadership team in the near future. Research and publication in the form of quarterly newsletter is another priority area for 2021. Apart from that, we will continue ongoing conversation on progressive social work practice to identify how race, ethnicity, gender, and other factors intersect with our day-to-day social work practice. Community engagement. MASWO will continue to support our larger Canadian community as a professional social workers group. Partnership with the community-based organization is very important for MASWO. Youth Leadership Program is one of the flagship programs for our youth. We already had few consultations with our youth and other stakeholders to plan and design this program. We will continue to provide mental health crisis support, counseling and distress support. Webinar for larger community will be delivered on various topics like domestic violence, parenting issues, settlement related issues, etc. We are planning to have an international conference on social work practice in post-pandemic society in the near future. Over to you, Charles.
Thank you, Georgie. Dear all, as you have seen, MASWO has been able to make significant progress in its journey this year. None of this would have been possible without the unmixed support of our members, partners, and other multiple stakeholders. We would like to take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to each one of you for your valuable contribution to MASWO. We have a great vision and a clear roadmap to reach there now. As a famous quote says, if you are facing in the right direction, all you need to do is keep on walking. Let us continue to work together, making positive changes in the lives of individuals and our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, team MASWO. So that's from the executive group. Next, we were supposed to have Minister Jill Dunlop to speak to us. However, we just received a message from the cabinet saying that she's been pulled into a mandatory cabinet meeting and will join us a little later. So moving on, we are going to our next speaker, Mr. Deepak Anand, our MPP for Mississauga Malton. Mr. Deepak Anand may not be a registered social worker, but he is the most active and people-friendly social worker that we can come across. For MASWO, he's not a guest, but he's part of us, supporting us in all our endeavors, and we're so lucky to have such a vibrant people's representation amongst us. Let me invite Mr. Deepak Anand to address us.
Thank you so much, Mary, and thanks for those kind words. And I really appreciate that, adopting me to the family and to everybody else. Ellarkam, namaskaram. It's always fun to be here with you guys. And I know my friend Rav Beans, I'm a big fan of Rav, actually. I'm not sure if he's still here. Prasad Nair, thank you for your leadership, Rav and Prasad, as you know, part of the CAS. They've done an incredible job. Counselor General, I can't thank enough. I mean, how many time I trouble her, you have no idea. I mean, a lot of people from the community call me. They forgot the passport. They forgot there's supposed to be a visa for going. Oh my goodness, I never knew that you have to register. It is Sunday, but can you please call her? Oh, she always picks up the phone. So thank you. And you know what? Community service comes in many shapes and forms. Community service is when you take somebody's pain away. That is a community service. When you give somebody happiness, that's a community service. So I want to thank you, each one of these leaders, for doing exactly a good, great community service. I mean, I like, by the way, the quote which you just put it on. We are all working together. That is the secret. But I'll share you with another secret, and the secret is when you walk alone, you can walk far. You can. But when you, no, let me say it, it's Ratan Tara's code. When you walk alone, you can walk fast, but when you walk together, you can walk further and far. And that is what MASW is doing. You know, when you come together, you're going to walk further. You're going to help everybody further. So, no doubts, you guys been incredible. I don't know where do you get energy for doing community-based work, youth leadership program, mental health crisis work, counseling, distress support, webinars for the larger community, and not just the community here, but the international students that you support. So, you know, I'm just adding a drop to the bucket, but I'm happy that I'm able to add that drop. Always there. I mean, I don't have to say it. Anytime any of you need any help, I would love to be the first one to call. I call it as a gift of God. When you call me, when you give me that opportunity to work, you had many choices, but you picked me for that choice to help. Thank you for that. Minister Jill Dunlop, unfortunately, won't be able to join at this time, but she's working hard, trying to struggle to sneak out. She sent me 3 messages so far saying that sincerely apologize, that she promised me there's going to be a rain check and she's going to fill for it. So again, thank you so much. Thanks for everything. And I'm here. Anything, if I can answer, I'll be happy to answer as well.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak Anand. Please know that, you're a very crucial drop in our bucket of ocean, okay? So next, we have our special guest, Ms. Apurva Srivastava, the Consul General of India. MASWO is fortunate of having the opportunity to collaborate with the Consul General of India on community and immigration issues on an ongoing basis. It is with great pleasure that I would like to invite Ms. Apurva Srivastava, Honorable Consul General of India, to speak to us. Over to you, ma'am.
Namaskaram, Ellavarukam, Namaskaram. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this MASWO family annual gathering. Thank you, Deepak Anand, for this wonderful words. And he's and the feeling is mutual. I also keep on troubling you for various things, and he's also the first one to pick up the phone and respond to whatever I ask him to. So thank you so much for this friendship, for this partnership. This year has been unprecedented. Nobody thought this kind of thing would happen. But as a community, but all of us as a community, we found ways to surmount it and rise up together. And the work which MASWO is doing is commendable. During the crisis, I was told that you organize various sessions on availing CERB and employment insurance. Your network of 300 social workers have been helping the community. You have been giving the support to immigrants, students, elders. It's all so commendable. And when I joined, I saw the last PowerPoint presentation that you were giving about your what you aim to do in next year, and it has been it looks so fascinating. You're talking about mental health, you're talking about mentorship, you're talking about youth leadership, which is extremely important. You're talking about domestic violence and the distressed women. I mean, I keep on getting lots of cases regarding that, and also the mental health issues. The students, when they come here, they need a lot of support. it's very unfortunate that there's a lot of deaths of the students. There are suicide cases, there are mental health issues. For the women, there's a domestic violence issues. There are, so I'm so proud to know that, you guys have been working towards all these issues that, that confront our society, the community here. Um, Consulate has been doing various things to support the community, and just to mention few of them, we do this thing called Meri Awaz, where we kind of give a platform to distressed women, uh, uh, connect them to lawyers, and I'm confident that MASWO would be another great partner for us in this endeavor. For the mental health also, we have started yoga and Ayurveda sessions with various institutions, and I think we will definitely separately work with you to partner on some of these initiatives. It's of the great work that you have been doing, that since last 2 hours I've seen premier top elected representatives, all the businessmen in top position, all speak volumes of how well the vibrant Indo-Canadian community is doing here in Canada, and it's a matter of great pride for me. Very heartwarming to see the kind of work that you all have been doing. Thank you once again for your service, President Mr. Joji M. John, of course, Mr. Prasad Nair, all the advisors, community members, volunteers, social workers. Just want to say that, the consulate is always here to extend any kind of support you need. And I want all of you to feel that the consulate is home away from home. Anything you can ask from us, just you want to chat, we are always there. But of course, we also need you in several ways, and we have been taking your services, with a lot of community related work, especially during this pandemic time. So thank you all for this, all the wonderful support that you have been given us. And now, as we come close to this year, just looking back, I see progress and development, and 2021 is definitely going to be monumental. In next couple of years, we will have 75 years of India's independence. So so we all have to work together to celebrate that in a befitting manner. Let us all come together to move ahead, overcoming obstacles and constraints. At the end, just wants to wish you a very happy new year, and I'll try in Malayalam. Ellavarakram Hirdayam Nirnaya Pudu Varsh Asha Masagal. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Honorable Apurva Srivastava. Your reflection and your words of commitment is really a great encouraging force for us. Let us now move on to listen to Mr. Anthony Thomas Payapalli.
Deepak ji wants to say something.
Mary, can everybody put the camera on, please? Can we memorize this picture so we can put it something which we can have it for the rest of the life? Okay, I don't know how to do it, so let me try to do that. Okay, yeah, okay, I see more cameras coming up. I see Rav fixing his glasses after this. So, okay, great, thank you so much. I would appreciate it. I'm going to be taking a picture and I'm going to send it to Prasad, but if you can also take at your end, one of you. Joji, you don't have to do this. You basically do a print screen, please, or a if you have that, okay? Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, the biggest smile. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Honorable MPP. That was out of the blue. Everybody has gotten themselves ready for a picture perfect session. So again, let's move on to our next speaker, Mr. Anthony Thomas Payapalli. He's one of the founders of MASWO and has played an instrumental role in keeping MASWO alive for the past 17 years. He's a senior child protection worker at Catholic CAS. So over to Mr. Anthony Thomas.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished guests and my social work friends at MASWO. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ നന്ദിയും ആശംസയും. I'm very happy and proud to be here today to provide you with a historical overview of MASWO, Malayali Association of Social Workers, Ontario. Let me quote Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "In a gentle way, you can shake the world. This is true in the case of MASWO. It was during the snowy months of 2003, some of us, professional social workers of Malayali descent, came together to learn from each other, support and work together as a team, and to make a real changes in the lives of many. Thus came the idea of MASWO. Do you remember the slogan of Honorable MPP Deepak Anand? He just said, volunteers are the key to a better society. Work for the cause, not for the applause. We all are professional volunteers. The orientation and guidance and the support that many of us received from others made us to think that we should give back to the community our valuable time, talents, and energy. Almost by the end of 2003, we were able to connect with around 40 social workers of Malayali descent, and we named our group MASWO, Malayali Association of Social Workers, Ontario. MASWO conducted regular activities and events every year for our members and their families in various fields. One of the major events of MASWO took place in 2005, a fundraising event for the people who were affected by the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. We were successful raising a considerable amount of money, which we donated to Rajagiri College of Social Sciences, Kerala, as an endowment fund. This MASWO Canada fund is still being used to support education of children in the coastal areas of Kerala. The membership continues to grow, and as on today, as you said, we have more than 255 social work professionals associated with MASWO. It was in August 2019, a young and vibrant group of social workers were elected as the new executive team under the leadership of Mr. Joji John. These social workers, who are visionaries with long-term goals and strategic plans, put a great deal of efforts to make tremendous changes in the movement of MASWO. The executive team seek regular support and guidance. The executive team seek regular support of its 3 advisors, and I'm proud to be one of them. I know that you all are proud to be associated with MASWO. Dear friends, social work is a noble profession. Let us embrace it. Together we can do greater things, as Mother Teresa said. We have a long road to travel and much more to explore. Thank you for your attentions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony Thomas, for your reflection down the memory lane of MASWO from its inception. It's really good to know of how much we have achieved over the years. Coming up, we have Ms. Sritisha John. She's new to Canada and one of the very active members of MASWO today. She's joining us from London to share her experience with MASWO. Over to you, Sritisha.
Thank you, Mary. Honorable dignitaries and beloved MASWO members, good evening to all. Today, I'm privileged to share my experience in MASWO with all of you. Since the time I joined, it's been a season of new learning for me. I've always learned many things. Though I came to Canada in the year 2017, I couldn't get that right guidance to reach my career, my profession. But as in Maso says, connecting people, changing lives, I got the opportunity to connect with experienced social workers who were wholeheartedly looking for helping me and have changed my professional life. It's not about just getting a job or being a social worker as the designation, but to learn and unlearn skills, your attributes, widening your perspective, to achieve a sustainable growth in your profession. So that's what happened to me, and I have had many personal insight too, which have helped me to expand my professional network. MASO members have guided me with immense support and provided training to enhance my competencies. They worked with my strengths, with the places where I was good in, and gave me responsibilities accordingly, and gradually gave me the confidence to come out of the shell in a new country. From what should I do question to this is what I have to do feeling. That's what I got from MASO. I feel delighted to see myself as a part of MASO, enabling me to help others in the same way in our community. The times when I see MASWO team voraciously working towards development of fraternity of Malayali social worker, regardless that they all are busy social workers themselves, may be more bound with the organization. The professionality maintained by them is commendable. MASWO have always been amicable towards any professional need. And at this point of achievement, only one thing I would like to say is congratulations. And to each and everyone who have contributed their days and nights to bring MASWO to this height. And I wish they reach more heights and add more vibrant feathers on their cap. Once again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share this with you all. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sritisha. I did mention that Sritisha is new to Canada, living in London. But you know, when you listen to her, it's like she's always been with MASWO doing things, and really appreciate it. Thank you, Sritisha. It is my immense pleasure to present our next guest and speaker, Mr. Rav Baines, CEO of Peel Children's Aid Society. A strong voice for children and families, an advocate for service excellence, and with an incredible passion to his work, Rav Baines has always worked to embed anti-oppression and diversity in his work. He's a well-acclaimed trainer on emotional intelligence for corporate and nonprofit organizations. He has been a guiding light for MASWO for the past 1 year with critical inputs for our growth and development. Let me welcome Rav Baines to share his thoughts touching on the possibilities of networking, collaboration, and leadership. Over to you, Rav.
Thank you so much, Mary John. I'll be very honest with you, just listening to everybody and just hearing your success and just the last speaker in terms of how you've helped them. I'm in awe of your organization, I must admit. It's incredible what you have achieved in such a small space of time. And Mary John, you are well respected in the agency, you know, and thank you for all the work that you do. And, you know, the fact that you've been able to get someone like Doug Ford, Premier Doug Ford, to make a video. I can't even get him to make a video for our agency. So that speaks to how well you guys are honestly respected, you know. And John, you know, the president, we've met, we've had good conversations. I want to thank you for your leadership and continuing to take the organization forward. And of course, the committee, I've met many of the committee members, and we had a coffee at Tim Hortons, and I know how hard you guys work. And really the time and the effort and the hours that you spend to make today successful, but for the organization, many hours away from your family, from your children, to really make MASWO successful. And I know that Jill Dunlop is not here, but Miss Apruva, Counsel General of India, the fact that you came and spoke and said a few words is amazing. And of course, really MPP Anand. He truly is a friend of child welfare and social work. The one thing that I have found with MPP Anand, you hear a lot of politicians saying, come and see me, I'll do this for you. But MPP Anand actually says, he actually does what he says. And if you want to learn more about networking and collaboration, Mary John, I would get you to invite him to one of your meetings, giving 1 hour. He is the master of network and collaboration. I have learned so much from him, you know, for the small amount of time that I have spent with him. And really, it's just lovely to see so many friends and colleagues from across really the province. And Prasad is here. I've seen Benny's name and Ajish's name. And of course, you know, Charles. When Charles came to me, he said, Rav, we want you to say a few words, you know, at our gathering. And I said, Charles, come on. I said, you guys have 2 master's degrees. Kerala has people walking with PhDs. What am I going to say to this, intelligent, educated group? So we had a little bit of a conversation, but I'm delighted and really humbled that you gave me an opportunity to really come to this gathering and say a few words. And the other thing I must say with Charles, he's so sweet and humble. He always says, sir. So I have to stop him and say, Charles, I have not been knighted by the Queen yet. So please, right? But he's very sweet. I said, when the Queen knights me, then I'm okay to be called sir. But I must admit, Jojo and Mary John, and to all of you, you have created a wonderful, wonderful organization. You are role modeling for our racialized communities what can be done and what you have achieved. When we sat at Tim Hortons, you had lots and lots of ideas, and I know you were planning a real big get together, and the COVID-19 hit us. And of course, 2020 will be etched on the lives of people for many, many years to come. But you didn't allow COVID-19 to actually hinder you, to stop you. You were creative, you were innovative, you were passionate, and your will kept you going. So that is really a testimony to each and every one of you and your committee, and to you. Here's one of my humble suggestions to you. Keep a journal, right? Keep a journal of your story as an organization. Keep a journal of your successes and your challenges, because there are many, many organizations, grassroots organizations who want to do things, but really don't know how to go about doing this. So keep a journal, and sooner or later, in the right time, write a small book, write some articles about it. And I'm more than happy to help you to do that. And I know that's one of our weaknesses as social workers. We are good workers, but we don't put these academic things into, into play. So please keep a journal on the successes. And, as social workers, we pay a lot of attention to the needs of our clients and to the needs of other people. So please make sure that you look after yourself and your emotional well-being. It is great to be in the company of so many social workers. And you know what? I spend a lot of time with accountants and lawyers and HR people. I know it's the nature of the job, but it's wonderful to see and to be with a group of social workers. So I appreciate each and every one of you for the work that you're doing for your community. I have been in social work for a very long time. So let me say that you have to remember that social work, as Anthony said, is a noble profession. It is the backbone of service delivery to the most vulnerable people in our society. Social workers don't come into this profession for money or to get rich, but for the service of others. Let me tell you that I believe social workers are worth their weight in gold. Social workers not only selfishly help and support their clients, but are huge advocates for social justice, like no other profession. As social workers, we don't get the same status and recognition as psychiatrists and psychologists and sociologists. But you know what? Social workers go about doing their job in a humble and professional way. But this is also one of the beauties of social work. It is not tied to any one discipline. Social workers can remain open to every possibility and not attached to a narrow focus of a discipline, which pathologizes our clients and restricts the service we can provide. Social workers can remain creative, innovative in serving their clients. So I say to people, unless you have lived experience of social workers, you won't understand its worth. Others just have their stories about social work and child welfare. They only have a map, but we know the territory and the terrain we have to work in. So don't let anybody undermine you or the social work profession. Remember, your value does not decrease because of someone else's inability to see your worth. That is really important. I have been in social work and child welfare for over 43 years, most of my life, in 2 different countries. This is my 6th organization. I have given a lot, but child welfare has given me much, much more. It has made me who I am today. And with you, I am proud to belong to this profession. So my humble suggestion to you is to continue to learn, to grow. Because if you're not growing and you're not learning, it is difficult to become a better social work practitioner. It is difficult to become a better social work leader. So learn and grow your personal, professional leadership. You are leaders in the community. You are leaders for your profession. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean leadership with title. That's not what I mean. Because personal and professional leadership is the same. You don't become a different person because you have a title. And I know many people say to me, Rav, you often talk about this leadership. What is this leadership? Like, how do you define leadership? And what does leadership mean? And it's a really good question, And I often say to them, leadership is as easy as ABC. And they say, what do you mean ABC? If it's that easy, how come we don't have good leaders? And it often stops them in their track. And you might be saying, wow, if leadership is easy as ABC, then why are we not good as leaders? So what does ABC stand for? A stands for attitude. Winston Churchill said, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. There is nothing as powerful as attitude. It dictates your response to the present. It determines the quality of your future. If you don't control your attitude, it will control you. Your attitude is a manifestation of who you think you are. Remember, no one grows above what they think of themselves. More opportunities have been lost, withheld, or forfeited because of attitude than from any other cause. So you see the difference between an average and a mediocre leader, and the difference between an exceptional leader is that exceptional leaders have the right attitude. They see the glass half full. They don't criticize, condemn, complain, or judge. They look at the best in everything and everyone. You cannot complain and be unhappy, but want to be successful. It goes against the spiritual law. So check your attitude. As Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. That is one of the highest quality of a leadership. So what does B stand for? B is for belief. The most powerful force that human beings possess is the power of belief. As Pastor Miles Monroe once said, belief is so powerful, it can stop the power of God. But remember, what you don't believe has the same power as what you believe in. So what is belief? Belief is a deep conviction. It's perception of reality. Belief is that which one holds to be true. So belief has to do with conviction, perception, and truth. It is a mindset. It is your thinking. Belief means I am persuaded. I believe in things. So what do you believe in? What is your truth? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in people around you? Do you believe in your vision? Do you believe that it's possible? So you see, We are what we believe we are. That's why this second leadership quality is so important. And remember that believing and investing in yourself is the best way to shift your thinking from a paradigm of excuses to one of solution. Because your words tell others what you think. Your actions will tell them what you believe in. And so what does C stand for? C is for commitment. You can have the right attitude. You can believe as much as you want. But without commitment, these all fall by the wayside. So what are you committed to? What are you passionate about? You see, more people fail not because of lack of desire, but a lack of commitment. Exceptional leaders are committed to their cause, committed to a vision. They have the end in mind and are committed to achieving that end. And exceptional leaders know when confronted with a challenge that the committed heart will search for solutions. The undecided heart search for escape. We make a difference when we are committed. So do you have commitment to your clients, to your relationships, to your families, to yourselves? Key questions to ponder over. You see, there are 100 of valid reasons why something cannot be done, but only one reason, commitment, why it can. Commitment is what transforms a promise into a reality. And I hope that this is making sense, Mary John. I am sharing a few of my thoughts with you, and I hope that you will take some of these comments that I've made away. And finally, the reason I said these things is because no amount of training in leadership skills or management methods can substitute for the right attitude, for what you believe in and what your commitment is. You see, we spend a lifetime gathering knowledge, gathering diplomas and degrees. And don't get me wrong, they're important. We need skills and knowledge to get into organization, but it won't make you a star. Success comes from self-mastery. And we need to pay attention and start to understand the difference and the importance between knowledge mastery and self-mastery. And as Socrates said, know thyself. And Rumi said, yesterday I was smart, I was changing the world. Today I am wise, I am changing myself. So Mary John, I will leave you with those thoughts. And, you know, as I said, you know, I'm happy to help. PLCS, absolutely delighted to partnership with the organization. And you know that I am available for any help and support that I can give. And so open to suggestions. Thank you so much for giving me some time today at your gatherings. And I'm looking forward to the other speakers. Thank you so much, Mary John.
Thank you so much, Rav. We could just go on and listen to you, and you won't know how fast time flies by. Thank you so much. You've always been an inspiration to everyone at work. And right now, people who haven't heard of you before or who haven't heard from you before, I'm sure they'll all come back with a lot of feedback and asking for more inspirational thoughts and words from you. Thank you, Rav. Thank you so much. So moving up next, we have Mr. Sajimon Joseph, a clinical social worker of McKinsey Health Hospital and Scarborough Health Network. He is our advisory council member and a founding member of MASWO. Over to you, Mr. Sajimon Joseph.
Thanks, Mary. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. As you may know, MASWO was formed several years ago with the primary goal of providing peer support and promoting professional growth among social workers of Malayali origin. Now the organization has grown immensely in membership, ideology, and outlook. MASWO dedicates a lot of effort to help integrate newcomers to their new environment in Canada. We help develop their professional portfolio and provide guidance to achieve success in the workforce. Some examples of this include the many webinars organized for them to learn about the social services system in Ontario, opportunities for upgrading their educational qualifications, and education for the social work certification process in Ontario. Those interested are paired with experienced social workers for peer support and mentorship. They are shown agencies seeking employment, provided with resume preparation help, and given mock interviews. Within the last 12 months, MASWO conducted webinars for newcomers and practicing social workers about the child welfare system, medical social work, and social work practice in the field of mental health. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, MASWO adapted to the current global climate and began to provide various services online. In this way, we realized the effectiveness of online mentorship, and going forward, we will aim to incorporate both online and in-person professional development activities to expand in the accessibility of our services. As an advisor of MASWO and all the advisors, we are here to support not only the executive team, but each and every member of the MASWO family. As we already learned or heard from the MASWO executive team, they already established an elaborate plan for the coming 2021. So I know that we are all there to support them in order to achieve the goals they want to achieve for our members and also for our community. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Wish you all the best for the coming new year. Thanks again.
Thank you, Kajimon Joseph. So as you all know, mentoring is a huge part of the work that MASWO is doing right now, and there is no limit as to how far you can reach out to the larger community. Thank you. Coming up next, we have a young speaker, Angeline Benny, who is going to share her experience with MASWO's youth leadership team. She's a grade 10 student of Bishop Redding Secondary School. Angeline is not afraid to speak her mind and is a fireball of energy. Angeline, over to you.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. But I'd like to start off by saying thank you for all the opportunities that MASWO has given me to express my opinion on political issues like racism and struggles that the youth in my generation have with being heard. I would also like to add that I am very excited for the youth leadership workshop that is taking place in January. I think it will be a great opportunity to make new friends and meet people that can have healthy discussions about important world issues. It is also a pleasure to know that there are adults in my community that want to hear my opinion and the opinions of my generation, because we often feel like we aren't heard due to our age. I think that it can affect how leaders are shaped, because when people feel like they aren't heard, they tend to stay away from sharing their opinions since they don't think anyone would care about what they have to say. However, I think this is unhealthy because everyone should be able to share their views and perspectives, as there is strength in diversity, and listening to people's opinions with an open mind can help us grasp different understandings of the world from their point of view. By joining this leadership program, it helped me understand the importance of people's opinions and being open-minded. The diversity of this group has helped me gain more knowledge about the world and what different people face on a daily basis due to their social location. On behalf of the members of this leadership program, I'd like to say a huge thank you for giving me the opportunity and making time to hear us speak about our concerns. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angeline. So moving on to our next speaker. Joining us next is Ms. Jean Samuel, Consultant for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. She's one of the highly recognized anti-Black racism trainers in Ontario. We are fortunate to listen to her session on deconstructing anti-Black racism in social work recently through MASWO. She has held various positions in the social service sector, including being the former Director of Diversity and Equity at Ontario Association of Children's Aid Society. As I'm giving her introduction, I just get a message that she's going to join us a little later. So I'm going to move on to the next speaker. So we have Mr. Prasad Nair, Director at Children's Aid Society of Toronto and a member of MASWO Advisory Council, a passionate social worker who always believes in the goodness of human beings and challenges you to bring out the best in yourself. Over to you, Prasad.
Thank you very much, Mary, and good afternoon, distinguished guests, panelists, and members of MASWO. Special thanks to my mentor, Rao Baines, and Joji John, the president of MASWO, and all the executive committee members. Our profession stands at the nexus of immense opportunities and incredible challenges. As social workers, we play critical roles in promoting individual, family, and community well-being, and in advancing social and economic justice. Our profession has always been and remains deeply committed to addressing the most pressing issues facing our society, such as structural racism, social justice, and economic inequality. In addition to our historic focus, we also recognize the need to be poised to address emerging issues such as climate change, migration, and digital divide. MASWO recognizes these growing significant challenges. Demographic trends and rising economic inequality are creating an increasing demand for social work services, particularly for the most vulnerable populations in our society. The operation of structural racism converged with the growing income gap is creating an increasing division and polarization in our society, and it threatens the social fabric of our communities at large. The rapid growth of technology is affecting our society and the profession and our profession in ways we have yet to be fully understand. Will technology offer solutions to these enduring problems, or will it further increase the social and digital divide? In this volatile and uncertain environment, MASWO will continue its work and offer spaces for our aspiring social workers to realize their full potential. And with that support, we hope that our members may take the lead in their respective areas of practice. Today's social work graduates will still practicing in 2050 or even longer. What might the profession of social work look like at that time? What may the role of social workers include? MASWO will be actively engaging in these discussions and dialogues, and will be presenting programs to support our members to equip with these challenges. I see these aspirations are the guiding light of our association, and doing so, we will expand our services and activities beyond our membership and start supporting communities in need across the globe beyond linguistics or regional barriers. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Prasad. Again, a very inspirational speaker for both personally and for all the people who have worked under his mentorship. Thank you. Thank you. So I apologize for the confusion that just happened before. Ms. Jean Samuel has joined us. We had a technical issue. In fact, what happened is we had forgotten to send her the link to the event. So sorry about that. I apologize, Ms. Jean Samuel. So once again, I want to repeat the introduction. Ms. Jean Samuel, consultant for diversity, equity, and inclusion. She's one of the highly recognized anti-Black racism trainers in Ontario. We are fortunate to listen to her session on deconstructing anti-Black racism in social work recently through MASWO. She has held various positions in the social service sector, including being the former Director of Diversity and Equity at Ontario Association of Children's Aid Societies. Over to you, Ms. Jean Samuel.
Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for, doing your best to connect with me today. I am so happy that everything kind of worked out and I am here. I'm telling you that I have been extremely moved and honored to, I've met Massimo when I did my presentation. It was the first time I heard of your association, and having the pleasure of meeting Jojo and others, Alan, and knowing Prasad from my previous employment and work in the social services sector, in particular in child welfare. I knew because Prasad had invited me that the work that you guys were doing were based and founded on some really clear principles of really trying to deeply understand equity, diversity, and inclusion, and was really impressed with the request to focus on dismantling, addressing, and understanding anti-Black racism from a South Asian perspective. And for those that were not able to join that critical dialogue, it really just, for me, highlighted and emphasized the work that we must do together in our communities, regardless of what type of racism we are facing. We understand that there is much to do to address the issues of what we coin in the work that I do, shadeism, racism, or colorism, which happens in racialized communities based on the notions of white supremacy that really still do perpetuate themselves within racialized communities, including the South Asian community. And as I indicated, often the lighter, the brighter, the better. So the more attributes that individuals have in those communities that are seen to connect them to whiteness, the more deeper those that are racialized and have more melanin in racialized communities experience anti-Blackness and anti-Black sentiment. So there is definitely more conversations, more work, and I'm so privileged and honored that your organization, your association has taken a kind of critical first step to move forward to uniting in the conversation of how we can work together as individuals that experience racism to center a conversation of anti-Blackness. So I wish you all continued success and anything I can do moving forward to support your very important initiative in the social work profession, I am here to do that. So thank you for the opportunity. Congratulations on your hard work and continued success for the future.
Thank you, Ms. Jean. Samuel, always a pleasure to listen to you, and wish you all the best in all your endeavors as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye for now.
Bye. Now I would like to invite Ms. Annie Matthews, Vice President of Toronto Malayali Samajam, to share her experience as a nurse while associating with MASWO to help a student going through a complex medical condition in navigating the system. This was a very important case among the ones that MASWO partnered with. Ms. Annie Matthews is an experienced nurse practitioner rendering her service in many of the hospitals in the GTA and the Northern First Nations communities in Ontario. Inviting Ms. Annie Matthews to share her experience in associating with MASWO.
Thank you, Mary. As the representative and the Vice President of Toronto Malayali Samajam, I'm honored to be a part of this event MASWO is conducting. I am proud to be a part of First Nations community, helping here. I'm working here, so I apologize in advance if there is any connectivity issues. TMS STAR strives to promote cultural heritage and assist community members in their times of need. One of such many occasions, MASWO was a key ally in assisting us to ensure that the young individual who didn't have any family support here in Canada faced a life-threatening medical condition. MASWO assisted us with multi-level collaboration and coordinated approach. MASWO team members were able to pull together their resources and networking to ensure that this individual receives the best possible care possible. Because of the genuine and timely advice was TMS received, the individual is moving along the long road to recovery. TMS is proud to have associations with professional organizations such as MASWO, who works towards the betterment of Malayali community and beyond. On behalf of TMS, I thank all the members of MASWO and wish them all the very best for the future endeavors. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Annie Matthews. Next, we have Mr. Simon Stephen, a senior social worker from Niagara. Simon Stephen has always been a well-wisher, a great friend, and a member of MASWO. Over to you, Mr. Simon Stephen.
Honorable guests and fellow members of MASWO, warm felicitations to each one of us as MASWO completes another successful year. With every year completed, MASWO is faced with the big question, what is next? At this juncture, it is helpful to remind ourselves about what our home province, Kerala, is known for. Apart from the fact that our social development indicators in the realm of health and education is comparable to the developed world, Keralites have a high level of political and social awareness, and that should inspire MASWO's ongoing engagement in social interventions. In a post-pandemic society, it will be imperative to enhance our collective participation in the political processes of our adopted country at all levels to ensure that its social policies will continue to remain meaningful to our client population, meaning our consumers who are disadvantaged and marginalized. This, I believe, should be one of MASWO's core missions. The webinar organized by MASWO in September this year for deconstructing anti-Black racism in response to the protests led by the Black Lives Matter movement was a timely and positive step to raise critical awareness amongst MASWO members. The next logical step is to continue ongoing reflection within MASWO in terms of how that impacts our client population, what changes we must adopt in how we function, etc. It is important that as social workers, the profession that is most in tune with the realities of our community, we must speak out and continue important conversations about the merits and power of anti-racist movements. MASWO thus takes a considered position on all the emerging issues that pertain to social justice and enable its members to participate in the political process meaningfully as professional social workers of Malayali origin. Following the theory of evolution, if species need to be adaptable for its survival, then likewise institutions and organizations need to be relevant to the changing times. Happy anniversary to MASWO.
Thank you so much, Simon Stephen, for your kind and encouraging words. Before we are almost at the end, we are going into the conclusion of the day's event. Just a reminder that Honorable Minister Jill Dunlop has conveyed her regrets again. Like we mentioned, she was called into a mandatory cabinet meeting, and so sends her regrets, saying that she's not able to join us, but will definitely come into our future events. So we are going to have the vote of thanks, and for that, I invite Mr. Alan George, the Vice President of MASWO.
Honorable Premier Duckford, respected dignitaries, outmost valued guests and supporters, and all the participants. It's an honor to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks on this occasion. To begin with, we must express our deep sense of gratitude to esteemed Premier Duckford, who inaugurated the event with a message and an inspiring speech. Further, we are grateful to Ms. Jill Dunlop, Associate Minister of Children and Women's Issues, for she was not able to attend due to the urgent cabinet meeting. So we also thankful for all the supports provided. We would like to express our sincere thanks to the valued guest speakers, Mr. Deepak Anand, Honorable MPP of Mississauga Malton, Ms. Aburva Srivastava, Consul General of India, Ms. Jean Samuel ABR Consultant, and Mr. Rao Baines, CEO, Peel Children's Aid Society. Their words truly disseminated the sense of collaborating and growing together. We all inspired by these words. We also like to acknowledge our gratitude to our advisory members, Mr. Anthony Payapalli, Mr. Sajimon Joseph, Mr. Prasad Nair, and Mr. Simon Stephen for eliciting guidance and for being the strength of MASWO. At this point, I would like to thank each one present today for gracing the event with your participation and being part of our milestone achievement. I also take this opportunity to thank all supporters for this annual gathering event. Mr. Sunil Sebastian, Realtor Home Life, Sudhindran Chinikal, Cure Tax and Accounting Solution, Dr. Richard and Associates Optometrist, Family Opticals. Last but not the least, every MASWO Advisory Council, Executive Committee, and members, and all the community partners without whom this event would have been possible. Once again, thanking you everyone for making this event a grand success. Stay safe and goodbye.
Thank you so much, Alan. So thank you all once again for joining in and making this a memorable event. We are so grateful to be able to embark on MASWO's journey hand in hand with all its members. Wishing you all, our MASWO members, the very best of the season. Hope we can put this year in the rearview mirror and look forward to a better and prosperous 2021. Have a pleasant evening, everyone. Thank you.